Alright, Shalom. First and foremost, want to give all praises to our power Yahweh, Baal Shem Yahushai, Baal Shem Kodash. That's in the ancient Hebrew, saying all praises to Yahweh in the name of Yahushai, in the name of the Holy Spirit. Yahweh is the correct name for the Heavenly Father, for the world ignorant called Jehovah, our God, and his son's true name in the Hebrew is Yahushai, for the world ignorant called Jesus Christ. I want to give the honors unto our elders and apostles of Great Millstone, and Shalom to our brothers in Modio, pushing this word in sincerity and in truth, to all I believe in this gospel. Shalom. Alright, this lesson going to be, I'm not exactly sure I'm going to title it, but it was something about free will. Free will, according to contrary belief, the world believe that on Christianity, for the most part as well, believe that God give man free will, to choose what they want, and that's far from the truth. Every single move, every single thought, every single action, every single encounter was all scripted, by Yahweh Baal Shem Yahushai. So let's go straight into this movie here, which Esau, Esau, so-called white race, the devil of the Bible speaks of, and put forth the series here. This is season 1, Loki, season 1, episode 1. Basically show about 3 reptilian whatever creature, basically control time and the operations of all things. They shows the brother say every single thing what me in their life was all scripted. Even the Avengers them, and basically Thanos and all of that, everybody life really scripted and nobody have free will. They just play out a role as they were led to be. But of course Esau, in a movie want to put for female bullshit now, oh yeah, you can change your part and all of that madness. But bottom line is everybody life in this world, right, is scripted, and we all have on a specific path created by the Most High, and that path cannot be broken. Precept, Jeremiah chapter 10, verse 23. O Lord, I know that the way of man is not in himself, it is not in man that walketh to direct his steps. We don't control our steps. In our mind, we may say, oh yeah, me a step this, so I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. But this is Proverbs chapter 16, verse 1. The preparations of the heart in man, and the word heart go back to the Hebrew word lab, which means mind. So the preparation, your thoughts, in your mind, in man, right? So the thoughts that we get, and the answer of the tongue, right? So the answer we get, oh yeah, we think this, or this is my execution. The answer of the tongue, things that we speak, is from the Lord. Everything is from Yahweh Baal Shem Yahushai. We can even skip down to verse 9. It says, a man's heart deviseth his way. You see, think about what you're going to do. But the Lord directed his steps. As there's a saying, man a plan and God a wipe out. This is Proverbs 20, verse 24. Man's goings are of the Lord. How can a man then understand his own way? So the Most High control our path. The Most High control our encounters, things that we face on the daily, things that happen to us. The Most High have everything in control, right? Things that we do, things that we execute, things that we think about, it's all from the Most High. We're all programmed, if you will, This is Job chapter 33, verse 14. For Yahweh speaketh once, yea twice, yet man perceive it not. In a dream, in a vision of the night, when deep sleep falleth upon men and women and children, in slumberings upon the bed, then he openeth the ears of men and sealeth their instruction. So the Most High seal our instruction. We're going to do the next day. Everything is rigged and programmed. Or we're all programs, if you will, following the programmer, the programmer's command. Verse 33, that he may withdraw man from his purpose and hide pride from man. So there's no need for pride, because guess what? We're only doing what we're created to do. And basically, if you will, programmed to do. There's no free will. This is Ecclesiasticus or Sirach chapter 18, verse 3. Who governeth the world with the palm of his hand, and all things obey his will. So there's only one will, and that's the Most High. Because if any individual had a different will, it will basically out-program the will of the Most High, and he will basically be a God. And the scripture say, oh, he's alone and there is no God with him. Neither is there any that can live out of his hand, because him control everything. Reading about the verse on the top, who governeth the world with the palm of his hand, and all things obey his will. For he is the King of all, by his power dividing holy things among them from profane. This is Romans chapter 9 and verse 11. For the children being not yet born, having neither having done any good or evil, that the purpose of Yahweh according to election might stand, not of works, but of him that calleth. So the children here referring to Esau and Jacob. And it says it's not of works, but of the Most High that calleth. And it says his election, with what the Most High selected these kids to be. Verse 12. It was said unto her, the elder shall serve the younger. So the Most High state exactly what will take place, because he rigged it. I'm not even want to use the word rig. He programmed it. Him set it up that way. Say, this is what will take place. Verse 13. As it is written, Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hate. What shall we say then? Is there unrighteousness with God? Yahweh forbid. For he said to Moses, I will have mercy on whom I will have mercy, and I will have compassion on whom I will have compassion. So then it is not of him that willeth, nor of him that runneth, but of Yahweh that showeth mercy. So it's not about what we think or what we do. It's about the Most High's will. Verse 17. For the scripture saith unto Pharaoh, even for this same purpose have I raised thee up. So the scripture said to Pharaoh, Pharaoh, may create you for this specific purpose so you can execute this. That I might show my power in thee, so the Most High bring him down, and that my name might be declared throughout all the earth. Therefore had he mercy on whom he'll have mercy, and whom he will he harden. So the Most High can make your heart harden to be going to follow him will, so him can destroy you and make an example to you. He ain't control him. We don't control anything. Though even this lesson that was created, the Most High program if you do this. You want to listen to the Most High program if you listen. Thou will say then unto me, why doeth ye yet find fault? For who had resisted his will? So if everybody do the Most High will, so why him find fault? Why some people get punished? Can't nobody not resist him will then, if you don't have free will. Nay, but, O man, who art thou that replies against God? Shall the thing formed say to him that formed it, why hast thou made me thus? Had not the potter power over the clay of the same lump to make one vessel unto honor and another unto dishonor? So the question is this, if you are the creator of a thing, don't you have power to choose and do whatever you want with it? For example, as children playing, we used to have like toys and so forth. You have one man being the villain, one man being the hero, the good guy. And what do you make the villain do some things, some chaotic things, and then you have the hero come and beat him up. Can the toy that you have say, hey, I don't want to be the villain, and why I make me get beat up? Me don't want to lose. No, you cannot say that. Same with us, we are the Most High's creation. You're not gonna talk. Shut the hell up. What if Yahweh, willing to show his wrath and to make his power known, endure with much long suffering the vessels of wrath fitted to destruction, which is the Edomites, so-called white race, and that he might make known the riches of his glory on the vessels of mercy, which he had afore prepared unto glory. So the Most High actually is his will that prevailed throughout all things. As I said, prepare. So the Most High make everything operate under the sun. Everybody life is programmed. Everybody life is basically according to the will of Yahweh Shai. Every single thing that happens. Right, and somewhat this movie or series here in season 1 or episode 1, kind of show what I mean. Them go off on them so people can know outside of the program and do something that. No, that's bullshit. That's not according to the Most High's will. Every single thing will be his will. As let me see something real quick. I'm going to previous chapter here. see. Wait a second. Should be in this chapter. Alright, so that do fashion meat. Oh, it's 16:28. This is Ecclesiasticus or Sirach 16 verse 27. He garnish his works forever, and in his hand are the chief of them unto all generations. They neither labor nor are weary, nor cease from their works. None of them hindered another, and they shall never disobey his word. And that's clear and to the point. No spirit literally disobey the Most High word. So you Satan, spiritual demon Satan, disobey the Most High word. That's why even when the earth was created, in the book of Genesis, so we can get it real quick. Let me see, in the Genesis 1. Alright, so this is Genesis chapter 1 and 31. And this is supposed to be the gods. Let's prove it real quick. And God, from the Hebrew, Allah, Ha-Yam, Yam at the end, is basically plural. It's like an S, is in the Yiddish it says Elohim, as you can see, rulers, judges, divine ones, angels, gods, it's not singular. That's why they said, let us make man in our image and our likeness. So this is to the point. This is Genesis chapter 1 verse 31. And the gods saw everything that he had made, and behold, it was very good. And the evening and the morning were the sixth day, because it was according to the blueprint that the Most High gave them. Right? Basically, His will when the creation took place. Everything was according to His will. Everything fall in accordance to the Most High want things. So no, Satan never rebel against God and he get kicked out of heaven and all that. No. You see me? And Satan upon the earth, right now, the so-called race why rebel against the Most High, that was all programmed. For them to do that and they get fucked. Romans, the 9th chapter, that's how it's read. That's the lesson. Hope it was very fun until like out there, of course, giving all praise to our poor. How about Shemi Oshai, Shemi Kakodash, the honors and to our elders and apostles of Great Millstone, and shalom to the full life.